Gage, I guess probably nobody on the team wants to win this game as badly as you do. Just what would it mean to you to be able to beat the Gamecocks 4 straight years?
Well, it'd be my fifth, but I guess 4 years playing. It'd be huge. I don't ever want to lose a game, but just this one just means a lot more just because I'm an in-state guy. So, I mean, unfortunately, I have a lot of Carolina fans growing up around me. So anytime I can just brag and just say that, I mean, I've never lost one would be huge. So that's something I'm striving for to do. And I think that's how the whole team feels. I mean, feel like we need to go, I mean, we're going to have to win out to get what we want to achieve as a goal. So that's just something we're striving to do, and it's just the next step. So I'm really excited for it.
Do you have any particular memories, say, when you're in high school, when the 5 in a row was going on, that kind of stuck with you, throughout the years, that when you go back and win, you're like, you can look on that and go like, well, we got them back?
I mean, it was a tough time. I mean, I don't think one thing kind of just stands out, but I mean, we were unlucky against them. I mean, we had some really good teams, and they had some good teams too. But I just remember just losing, and just all the Carolina fans just always saying like "fear the thumb" and all this stuff, and just constantly bragging and all this. But so that's just the biggest thing I hate is just them thinking that they can just brag and all that. So, but yeah, I mean, it was a tough time. Man, like I said, I grew up a Clemson fan, so I've been a part of this rivalry for a long time. So being actually a part of it now, like I mean, I was on the sideline, I guess, in a way, just as a spectator, but now I can actually play in it. So this is the last time I get to participate in it as a player. So I'm really excited for it. But yeah, I mean, it was just a tough time, I guess, through that time. But yeah, I definitely feel like being able to capitalize on my time, being able to, I guess, win this 5th one for me would be huge and something I can look back on for, I guess, say we got it back.
At this point, you've played in so many big stadiums. How does Williams-Brice, the atmosphere there, compare to the other big ones you've played in?
Well, it's a little different. Yeah, it's a little more hostile than normal. Sometimes you've got to make sure you keep your helmet on when you're going into the halftime and things like that. Something that you don't always think of when you're at other places, because there is that possibility that, hey, you might get hit with a bottle or something like that. And there's a lot of more middle fingers going at you than you would see at other places. But it's something I enjoy. I mean, it's really, we're going to war, we're going to battle. And that really just kind of sets the mood for like, okay, I'm ready to go in there and just fight. So it's always fun to go into. I mean, it's not always welcoming, and when you're on the road, that's what you want. I mean, you're not playing at home. It's not a home game, so it's always fun and exciting to go to.
Gage, kind of going off of that, I know you guys talk about not getting too high or too low, preparing for every game the same, but is there any degree to which you guys in the locker room allow yourselves to buy into the emotions and the hype surrounding this game just to a degree?
I mean, I wouldn't say the emotion. I mean, this is an emotional game, but you can't have like, I mean, how to phrase this, but you can't have too much emotion, because too much you can kind of get yourself in trouble. I mean, if you play too much emotion against a rival, tempers flare, you might do something stupid and hurt yourself for the future, things like that. So, I mean, you definitely play with emotion, play with heart, but I think just the preparation is going to be the same. I mean, we have a goal that we want to do here, and this is just the next step. This is somebody else in our path that is trying to stop us from achieving our goal. It's just kind of how we look at it. So the preparation shouldn't change, and that kind of speaks on the program that we've built here and Coach Winnie's done, is that we don't prepare to certain people. We don't try to fly up high for this team and then, we're playing a little smaller school now. Okay, let's just kind of take it a little easy and things like that. We always want to prepare to our best, and that's the standard. So that's just something that we strive each week, is just to prepare to be our best.
Does that not get difficult at all, though, knowing the history of this game and how much it means to the guys in the locker room?
I wouldn't say it gets difficult. I mean, it's each week. It's just the next week, and that's just the mindset you have to have. I mean, it's week 12 now, or however, it's our 12th game. So we've had a lot of weeks to prepare, and it's just, you get in that, I guess, that momentum, that mode of just kind of each week just getting ready. You do the certain things, you get in the little grooves that you just normal to for each week. And yeah, this is a big game. Each game's a big game. I mean, lose this game, yeah, I mean, it hurts. But I'm telling you, if you lose that first game, the third, whatever game you lose, it's going to hurt. I mean, if we would have lost any game prior to this, we wouldn't have a chance to play in maybe an ACC championship or bowl games after that. So it's huge. Each game's big. But this one just has a little bit more meaning behind it because this is an in-state rival and something that you can carry on with the whole year to it. But I think just the preparation stays the same. It doesn't really matter who you play. There's just a lot riding on this game.
How would you describe the build-up, just having the extra week off leading up to this game?
I don't know. There's always a build-up to it. I mean, like I said, it's a rival. I mean, we try not to focus on it, but I mean, it's always kind of in the back of your mind. But I mean, I don't know. This week off was weird, just because I know we're about to play them, and just thinking like, man, I just fucking need to be doing something. And so just kind of like relax. And I was watching film and things like that, but it just felt like sitting at home watching other teams play. I'm like, man, this is just weird. I don't like it. So, but I'm glad to be back and just getting back in that regular groove of preparation. So. But I'm just excited. I mean, we had a good week of break, and everybody's just rejuvenated and just ready to go. So it was huge.
What is the victory walk like in general in terms of doing it every week and kind of part of the pregame routine, and then what's it like doing it at that stadium?
What was the first part? I'm sorry.
The walk.
The
Victory
walk. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff to them talk about the walk. I mean, it's something we do every year, every week. I mean, whoever we play, it doesn't matter. It's just something that we do as a walk of champions. It's something that gets us in the mode, I guess, and it's just to honor the teams before us in a way, and also just kind of what we've done. But it's not a jab to any university. It's not a jab to any team that we're playing. It's just something for us as a program, something that we do for ourselves. It's not towards anybody else. So I mean, it's good, gets us in our mind, but gets our mind right before the game. But no team should take that as a jab or anything like that. So it shouldn't get anybody going.
The rivalry aside, with the Walk of Champions, is it a lot of it maybe just different? Because I don't think you're always walking right into the teeth of the student section.
Exactly.
The student sections are always spread out in different parts of the stadium. So it seems like here, even though it's a heated rivalry, it's kind of more rare that you're walking straight into the student section's face.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, we don't ever pick what side of the field we warm up on or anything like that. So that's always predetermined. I guess to each stadiums, but yeah, I mean, it just happens that we walk into their student section. We're not trying to get them going or anything like that, fire them up. It's just something that we always do, and I mean, it's something that we're always gonna do. Doesn't matter who we play. It's not something we're gonna change. It's history. It's something that'll stay true. And unfortunately, we walk into their student section, so hopefully nothing bad happens. But just get it over with and let's go.
Gage, how special was it for you to be able to celebrate your last home game in Death Valley, setting a new school record for consecutive home wins, and also sharing that bond with the other seniors on the line, John, Sean, Tremaine, and here's one more.
Chandler.
Yeah, thank you. Did you have a chance to reflect on that during the bye week?
Yeah, I mean, it was huge. That whole experience was just incredible. I mean, it's hard to think that my time playing in Death Valley is over, and it was bittersweet in a way, just because that weight of keeping that win streak on and just kind of passing that torch on to the next group is over with, which is nice. And but it's going to be sad just knowing that I won't have a chance to play anymore. Next time I come back, I'm going to be a fan sitting in the stands. Hopefully they might let me on the field. We'll see. But it was an incredible ride. I mean, it really was. I just remember when I was here my freshman year, like watching us play Notre Dame in the monsoon. So I reflect back on all those home games and some before I was even here. But I mean, it's a special time anytime you get to play in Death Valley. I mean, you only get a few games each year, and but I mean, I was very blessed with the opportunity to even play there, and I reflect on that a little bit too. The whole break, just thinking about it. But I mean, I'll never forget running down that hill that last time. But it was very enjoyable, and it was incredible, man. And words can't really describe that feeling. I mean, it's special going down the hill as a team, but just that one time getting honored as a senior just by yourself is incredible. I can't describe it.
Is Kinlaw about as good as you guys will have seen up front all year? And also, how important is it to make sure you know where he is at all times and kind of making him have a poor to average game? How important is that as far as success overall?
I mean, he's arguably the best defensive tackle we'll face all year. And then you said, what was the second part?
Just how important is it to kind of make sure that you get double teams on him or getting help on him and just kind of really making sure he doesn't go have a big time game?
Yeah, I mean, I think first you said I guess play a poor game. I hope he plays his best game. It really did, because I mean that'll help us out offensively as the offensive line, just kind of growing our credit, things like that. So I hope he plays lights out. I hope they all do. But yeah, I mean, we definitely need to know where he's at on the field. I mean, he's a very dynamic, very strong, fast, strong, agile player. I mean, you need to know where he's at, and he's very disruptive. So you really need to understand, break down some film, see what he does tendency-wise. But he's a great player. He's going to be a tough challenge for us each snap. So I'm really looking forward to it, though. I mean, it really showed. We talked that we want to be the best offensive line in the country. Here's our challenge right now. So this is something we're striving for this week, just to be the best. So I'm excited for this challenge.
How much if you're just with mixed company, both South Carolina and Clemson fans, say at a get together in the summertime back home, how much does the rivalry ever come up just in a good joking manner? And does it tend to come up more when one of the other teams is on a roll? Like if when you were a fan and they were winning 5 straight, now of course you're a player, you're winning 5 straight. Does it tend to be guys get more chesty, so to speak?
I feel like it comes up a lot. I don't think it matters if one team's winning a lot or not. I think you go back and forth at each other, and there's always talk about something. I mean, they'll always find some stat. They'll try to bring something out that they may be better at than we are, or vice versa. So there's always that little bit of going at each other. I think that's about it. I'm sorry, I can draw a blank there. But yeah, I mean, I think it's always a good argument going back and forth. I mean, even when I walk home, I don't ever walk home, excuse me. But even when I'm at home walking around, things like that, people will come up and just kind of make little remarks here and there. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. I just kind of let it go, shrug it off. It's not that big of a deal. So, but yeah, I mean, that's something I always grew up with. But I try not to let it bother me too much, just because I've been a part of these 4 years in a row of winning and things like that. So I'm sure if I was in different shoes, that it'd be tough trying to listen to it, because you can't really say anything to it. I mean, I would never say anything back, but I just know in the back of my mind, okay, that's just talk. I've proved it, and we've won 4 games in a row, so something I don't really worry about.
All right. Thanks, Gage.
Thank you.
Gage. Appreciate you.
Thank y'all.
Trying to stir up